Okay, it's Nick back on the Get Me Off Grid video blog. It's of course great to be here to let you know basically what's happening, what's going down. Time is it's about 8:30, so it's comparatively early for me to be doing my epilogue of the day. But I started my day very early. I went to bed very late last night. I really did put in a lot of work this morning because I was doing my washing up. In normal life, okay, you got machines to do things for you. If you're doing the off-grid thing but doing it the hard way, which is what I'm doing, you don't have machines to do all the hard work for you. Okay, the easy way is to have special off-grid machines to do special off-grid things for you, such as you can get a washing machine which works on a crank handle system, and that's okay. As far as it goes, I haven't got one of those. I did the washing by hand. I knackered myself. Then, of course, I did my own washing up, and I had to boil saucepans of water for that. And I had to get myself washed as well. So that, plus me getting on with my work, was actually quite knackering. What I have learned from this is if you're going to do this off-grid experiment the hard way, what you need to do is to seriously plan your week much better than I have done. What I did was I suddenly decided one day, okay, I'll make this my day one of the whole experiment. What I didn't do is to think and plan out how I'm going to do it, which days I'm going to do everything, and therefore, hey presto, to do it properly. What I did is just throw myself straight into it. So that was actually a pretty blasted silly thing of me to do, but I did it anyway. And so it's been a bit of a challenge. Realistically, it's been a bit of a challenge. But I'm not too worried by that because I'm still doing it, and I guess I'm enjoying the challenges. Alright, as far as I showed you this earlier on, this oil lamp, see if I can get that in there. Oops, there we go, the light beam. But the problem with it is that in trying to extend the wick, I've gone and shoved it further in, so I can't use that, so I'm back to the mussels jar as my primary source of illumination for the whole of downstairs. It is amazing how it doesn't seem like a chore to be illuminating the whole place just with that one flame and a couple of torches after a while. It really doesn't seem like a chore. And a dancing flame is quite warming to look at anyway. It's just the smoke and all the rest of it which is a concern, and the fact that there is bioethanol vapors when you extinguish it, and how to extinguish it safely. These things will weigh up on my mind. So tonight what I'll be doing is I've broken off an extra bit of wire. I don't know whether you can see that there. Okay, I'll be taking that bit of wire, bending it and using that to temp the wick down into the oil, so I'll be able to extinguish it without the sparks and without tons of vapor being produced, hopefully. So that's some of the dangers of the oil lamp being removed. What have I shown you today? Okay, it is possible to wash your clothes if you're doing it the off-grid hard way. Knackers the back, but never mind. I showed you that it is possible to use heat retention cooking in two different ways. Obviously, one way I showed you today, I've also shown you previously, and that's to use the wide neck vacuum flask to do your rice cooking. The other method, or the other thing I showed you, was something I've only just discovered, and that is that you can use your steamer, boil the water, and once you finish cooking, you can turn the heat off and just use the rest of the steam coming off the hot water to carry on with the last few minutes worth of cooking time. So, obviously my cabbage, my onions and potatoes cooked perfectly. It was just my carrots that were a real bastard to cook. So they were left just above the hot water that was in the saucepan. And it worked. It worked brilliantly. So there's lots of little things that you can use. When I was doing the rice using the vacuum flask, it only took about 5 minutes of that of that camping stove for the water to be boiling properly. Roughly speaking, about 5 minutes. And then you turn the gas off and put all of the contents of the saucepan into the vacuum flask, and then seal it up as quickly as you can. And I actually opened it up within 1 hour, and the rice was done perfectly to a turn. Okay, that was good. Apparently you can buy wonder bags, I think they're called, or wonder boxes, which are whopping great insulating bags or cushion type things. You put your hot saucepans in so you can do your heat retention cooking that way, which is something that you can either make yourself or you can buy. I'd strongly recommend you Google for those things so you can make up your own mind as to what you want when the time comes. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing extra really to report. This is a very boring video blog because all I've done is I've told you that this can be done, that I haven't weakened. You know, obviously it's summer. If this was being done in the dead of the winter, that would be a completely different kettle of fish. This is not being done in the dead of the winter at the moment, at this time round anyway. So, what more can I tell you? I mean, I've been using skills which I've accumulated over a period of time, of which heat retention cooking has been like the most predominant one that you've seen me use. And of course, washing, you know, doing my hand washing, I've done that before. Got the oil lamp. Whoops, it's getting hot now already. This is something that I learned how to make a while ago. So it's putting my existing skills into effect, and you can learn these basic things too, which could be good for you on the basis that you so choose it. But primitive off-grid living like this, I'll be honest, it's a pain, but it's okay. And the challenges are good. So I want to therefore move on to eventually comfortable off-grid living. But what's even more important is that I take the learning from this one particular week so that in, I don't know, 20 years time when I'm you know, running a community or whatever it is, I can turn around to people and say, you know, I did this 1 week of really, really hard off-grid living, you know, you really should try it that way, man. You know, that that would be pretty cool. Alright, so remember, I want to do this to help other people to live in an environmentally friendly way. I want to do this to help people to have less grid dependency, to start building the skills and the techniques and technologies that they'll need when you have like massive brownouts in the future, or when, you know, you're suffering from fuel poverty, because that's going to happen rather a lot as well. You know, there's all kinds of reasons for you to start learning the technology and learning the kind of things that I'm talking about here. Heat retention cooking is good if you're running everything off gas bottles, because that means you'll be using up less of the gas. Okay, you know, think about it, it all fits together. Anyway, links down below, because I'm doing this for you as well as everybody else out there. Help me to get off grid so that I can then inspire and instruct and direct, because like you can learn in two different ways. Alright, you can sit on your backside and learn from watching people's videos, or you can do the hands-on stuff, and then you can learn all the fine details you need to be able to do something successfully. And it's all those fine details which you can only properly learn if you're doing it hands-on. That's why I want to do retreats. That's why I want to get a small holding together so that I can help people out in that way and make everything go according to plan. I mean, this is actually quite important to me to help other people to be able to survive if they need to or want to. God bless.